working on being able to be fully seen. How do I find clear the BS behind the fear response when my survival brain has blanked out a great portion of my life from past trauma? You've got to define what fully seen means. Because last time I checked, somebody who is really, really hiding don't tend to be jumping on Q&As as well as really begin to even talk about being fully seen. In a lot of ways, you are being fully seen in front of all of us right now. And that vulnerability you have is a lot of power. So in a lot of ways, you are right now facing the right direction. So it's important that we firstly remember, just because something is taking time, it doesn't mean it's not happening. You see, when we are on path, when we are on track, when we are actually about to have that harvest day, the mind begins to experience this detrimental impact. And this is the biggest killer of your dreams, healing, as well as your potential. What's the purpose of the survival mind? As in our brain. Is it designed for success? Or is it designed for familiarity? Which one? Is designed for familiarity, aka is designed for comfort. Making sense? Yes or no, by the way? So that means the literal biological programming of the survival brain that we all have got is what? This biology, psychology, is all designed for inaction over action. Hence why procrastination is ever so common in everybody's lives. Is that making sense? And so you'll notice the mind naturally comes up with justifications, yes, as well as reasoning to do with, let me do it tomorrow. Let me stop doing this. Let me quit. How many of you notice how true this really is? You notice the nature of the mind is rationalizing delay. Yes? Because again, this is the biology, this is a psychology of how we've actually been wired. So you'll notice if you really pay attention to what the mind's saying to you all the time, is to do with delay, is to do it tomorrow, is to do it not right now. Let me quit. Let me stop. You see the clear problem here. Because if we stop doing the thing, for example, if we're looking to get fit and you're beginning to see some results in the gym and you stop showing up to the gym, you could undo every form of result. True. At the same time, let's say you just started the gym. The first day you go to the gym, are you going to be feeling strong when you're on the way out of that gym? The answer is no. True. And yet the survival brain, because it wants pleasure, seeking pleasure, it will be thinking, wait, I'm feeling weak. So is there a slight chance the mind will rationalize? I got to quit. And how true is this even in terms of life change? They say, I'm overwhelmed, and they give up. Not realizing you got to get weak before you get strong. Not realizing you got to feel dumb before you get intelligent. Are you getting this? This is why every world-class achiever understands why people never succeed with change. As in, people die having never changed in their lifetime. Why that happens? Let's not avoid the truth here. Why everyone will get to the end of their life having never transcended the limits. The reason why most people will never live 80 years, but they will live the same year 80 times. The reason why most people are on repeat versus rising is all due to the fact that the nature of the mind is designed to prevent you from success. The nature of the mind is designed to prevent you from healing. Because think about this real logically, every single one of you. When you agree, the results we want, aka the reward, is a natural byproduct of what? Risk. True. Think about this logically. Without risk, there is no reward. There is no reward without risk. Are you getting this? This is the law of life. Now, what does that mean? If you want the reward of healthier body, you got to risk looking silly in the gym or feeling some pain in the gym on day one. True. If you want to risk financial abundance, right, as in the reward of financial abundance, you got to risk investing money so the bank account balance goes down in hopes that one day the reward comes and it goes up. True. If you want the reward of a healthy relationship, you got to risk opening your heart. You might let in a toxic person. That's a risk. But then it might let in an open-hearted person. Healthier relationship. True. You might get that reward. So you and I know the law of life is very simple. The key to success is very simple. Without risk, there's no reward. But what's the nature of the mind? the mind, is it designed for risk? Is it designed for risk? The answer is no. The nature of the mind's programming is not designed for risk, it's designed for safety. And safety is the opposite of risk. You seeing this, by the way? This is so simple, but once you realize this, this explains why 99% of people never succeed in their lifetime. Because the nature of the mind is designed to prevent you from reward. How many of you seen this? So that means if you listen to the mind, it prevents you from risk. That means it prevents you from rewards. That means success in a lot of ways is counterintuitive for the mind. Because why does it make sense for you to continue if nothing is representing results right now? For the mind, it doesn't make sense. True. Why does it make sense for you to open your heart if you've been hurt all throughout your life? For the mind, it doesn't make any sense. And this is why we say if you want to change your life, you don't do what's right. Because what's right? What's another word for right? Familiar. So the mind says this feels right. What the mind's saying is this feels familiar to me. So if you want to change your life, you don't do what's right. What do? You do what makes you great. You do what can heal you. Yes? And what does it mean to heal? Well, you and I know healing is experiencing the opposite of your pain. So if you're experiencing procrastination, to heal means to now experience action. If you're experiencing hatred, it now means to experience love. If you're experiencing, resent, it now means to experience freedom. Is that making sense? But real healing and true healing doesn't necessarily mean experiencing the opposite of your experience. Sometimes the most healing proof is you're in the exact same situation, the exact same moment right now, the exact same trigger, but with a drastically new decision. That's proof you're evolving. That's proof you're changing. Are you getting this? How many of you are getting this, by the way? So what's the point I'm trying to get across? In a lot of ways, if we listen to the mind, it will prevent us from risk, meaning it will prevent us from reward. If we want the reward, we have to begin to do things that often feels counterintuitive. We don't do what's right, we do what's great, what will honor you. Because one of the biggest killers that will prevent you from the harvest day is the mind will begin to perceive what's called a lack of momentum. And the mind will say, I am not changing, even though you're showing up. Even though you're going to the gym, the mind will say, no, I'm not growing. How many of you are getting this? Not realizing there is a little bit of a gap between cause and effect. But it is that perception that I'm not growing or changing that will make you quit on the very thing that could have equaled your biggest payout, the quantum leap, the harvest day. Who's getting this? Who's getting this? So, what does that really mean? What that means is we got to begin to get clear of what the mind's actually saying to you. When the mind says tomorrow, what does that actually mean? Right now! Yeah. When the mind's like, let me do it tomorrow, what must you be saying? Right now, do it now, do it now, do it now. That's what the mind's actually saying to you. Yeah? In fact, that's what you should be declaring to yourself. You may have heard of we share the story of that very famous entrepreneur, right, who gave a lot of his fortune away to charity and so forth. Great guy. And he had that habit, right, in this big CEO office, right at the bottom of the elevator. He'll get in, is on his own, and he'll hit the top floor. That's where his big fancy office is. And imagine like 50 floors up, like on the way up, he'll be affirming to himself, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it when? Now, do it. Now, do it now. He wouldn't say this passively. He'll declare this actively over 50 times. Why? Because he knew what you consistently say, your mind will obey. He knew the purpose behind positive self-talk is not deception, it's direction. And so therefore, when your mind says tomorrow, we direct the mind. We say right now. Are you getting this? When the mind's like, no, what are you going to begin to say to yourself? Let's go. Right? When the mind says no, it means let's go. And that's important Ask me why. By the way, is this making sense to you? Yeah? Is this making sense to you? Why does it mean let's go? Because your path towards your highest yes is paved with no's. And what does that mean is your highest visions and goals. You will notice the mind's like, no, not right now. I can't afford this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. So the path towards the highest yes is paved with no's. So why we say let's go is because that is the direction that honors you the most. Hence why you're resisting it.